Okay, so I'm getting ready to glue this top back on this cabinet here, and I thought I'd show you the gap, how I've increased the gap on it, so I can try and get some glue injected inside there, and I'll put you on a tripod and let you see if I can get that done. Okay, I was going to put some in a syringe, but I think I actually can squirt it down in here and work it down where I need it using a piece of old veneer. So we're going to squirt a bunch in here, and this kind of should run down in there quite a bit anyway. And while we're letting that run down, I'm going to squirt some around here and hopefully get it to run down. And some up here on the top. Get it to run down. I can see it running down some. I want to get some down inside here, especially at the top up here. Alrighty, it's been about 24 hours since I glued this top section like this and added those clamps, and you can kind of see the front where I made those repairs, and everything is looking pretty good there as far as I'm concerned. I think it looks really good. And you might notice some other thing I did here. So on this side here, this side was perfect, but it had started delaminating up here at the top, and so I knew I was going to have to do something. Actually, it started delaminating all the way down the edge, and the bottom had started delaminating. And I could have took off a thinner strip, but it had started coming loose more all the way almost to here, so I decided to just cut a straight strip all the way down. And similar to what I had going on the top, we got a chunky out right here that I'm going to have to make a repair for before I can glue some on there. Now, some veneer on here. Now, here's my plan. I've got this leftover piece. Boy, the bright lighting seems awful bright in here this morning. I've got this leftover piece that unfortunately is thinner than the side veneer here. However, if I double it up, it appears to be exactly the same thickness when it is doubled up. Now still got a sheet of the same stuff, so unfortunately they're not long enough to make it from top to bottom, so I'm going to have to do it in two pieces. I'll do a long piece and then a short piece. And unfortunately, well, you'll probably see that soon, but it is what it is. Hopefully I can blend it together better when I get it all together. But for now, I'm going to pull these clamps off, and then I'm going to work on a piece for this. Okay, so I got the clamps off, and I decided that before I work on that side, I'm going to go ahead and get this top glued on here. So I was thinking about it. I needed something I could clamp super tight, but super straight. And I remembered I had this cutting board upstairs. I don't know what it's made out of, but it's heavy. So I think it's melamine or something like that. But anyway, I think that's what I'm going to use to clamp it with. But I'm going to take some masking tape, painter's tape, and go around the edge so any glue that oozes out that I can't quite get will stay off of the cabinet. So let me put that on and I'll bring it back. Okay, so now I've got my tape all on there. I got my piece here. I know the back because I got it marked right there to be the back, so I know it goes on there like that. And so all I gotta do is get the glue on here. And I'm going to use this little plastic trowel here that we're going to smear it on there with. And I want to grab my board that I'm going to put on top of it so I have everything where I need it right here. I'm just going to set it there for the moment. And I need to grab a clamp or two to clamp it with. Yeah, I got a couple clamps. These should be sufficient, I would think. I mean, they're not going to get a whole lot of depth up to the front, but I think that it's going to get enough because the board is flat. It should give me enough clampage across it all. So let's just go ahead and get started here. So I got my piece right. I'm just using, again, just a tight bond glue. I ran the tape up the very tiny shallow top surface there. Far enough. So let's go ahead and get our plate on here like that. Get our house a little closer to the thing so that it all gets contact. There we go. Alright, and then well, this could be a complete fail, or it might actually work. I don't know. We're going to find out. So I got a good grip there now, but it does bother me. I wish I had some weight. I need to put something heavy on this because I don't know if I can get another clamp on that. Alright, let me bring back once I get something on there. Alrighty, I put my B&K tube tester, which is fairly heavy, on top of it, along with a couple of notebooks and stuff I got, and that's pretty heavy. That's probably about 10 pounds on that, so we'll see how that works out. I'll leave it here for 24 hours and we'll come back and see what we got. Alright, so the top's all on. It went pretty perfect. I'm real happy with it. I'm not sure how well it's kind of come through on the camera, but it turned out. I'm very happy with it. So now, the last little piece I got to do before I put the side on here is I got a little corner here that was all chipped off, and so I cut it off nice and straight. And I'm going to do the same thing over here in this corner that I did on the top on that one side. So I'll be splicing a piece in there. Okay, so I got my little patch in here all glued in and sanded off, and I'm getting ready to glue my 2 layers of veneer on here. I've got the top layer, the 2 pieces taped together nice and tight. I've added tape as close to the line as I can get it and still see the line, so that'll keep the ooze out from getting all over the veneer and hopefully make my sanding down job a little easier. And so I've got that like that. So I got the bottom layer here that I'm going to glue on along with its piece right here, and then I'll put the top on and then we'll squish it all together. Okay, so I got that first layer in place. We're going to let that all set up, probably about 8 hours or so. I'll undo the clamps and I'll glue the second piece on top of it, and hopefully we'll be close to the proper height. Okay guys, so I got that on there, and the seam is actually very nice, and this seam down here is basically almost invisible. I think once stains on and everything, I think it will be invisible. The problem is, as you can see here, the glue, because this veneer is pretty thin, the glue, because I double veneered this, has kind of like seeped through here. Now, I know that I can tone it with toner, because I don't think the stain's going to stick to that. But I am going to plan on taking it out to the garage. It's supposed to be fairly warm, even though it's damp tomorrow, because it's stained. And this side, you know, the top turned out excellent, and the front turned out even way better than I thought it would. I mean, you really can't even see those repairs I made. But, so I think I'm going to put some stain on it tomorrow just to see how it looks. My concern is that I'm going to wind up having to take this entire side off, this side veneer, and get a new piece of a full sheet to do the whole thing, but I really don't want to do that. So I think I kind of want to see how the stain turns out and then take it from there. So okay, so I'm out in the garage, and I did get stain on the cabinet, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out actually. Here's the top. You can kind of see the wood grain through it really well. The side turned out okay. The front turned out fabulous. The side over here turned out pretty good as far as matching it and the grain matching. I got a little light over here, but I'm kind of on hold right at the moment because of my basement and workshop being destroyed. The next step is going to be to spray sanding sealer on it, and once I get the sanding sealer on it, then I will do some toner lacquer to even things up, and then I will put some clear on it. But it's going to be on hold for a while, and I'll show you in a minute down in the workshop why, but I'll show you out here in the garage the why. So 2 big huge boxes, new central AC condenser, and evaporator coil. That's got to go in my furnace, but weather's not cooperating, and I've got to get this stuff taken care of here before I can get my shop back together again and get back on that. So here's the main reason for lack of video output over the last several weeks. My workshop, as we walk in the door, is a complete disaster. Main reason is because this area here, I got to rip all that out so I can get to the back of my furnace, because I'm putting a new evaporator coil in it. As you can see, just kind of looking around, what a freaking mess we're talking about here. I can't really get to nothing. Everything's like crammed behind everything and on the floor, and complete disaster. Hopefully in another couple weeks I will get this all back together again. The weather has not been performing to help me out, but hopefully we'll be getting some weather I can get this completed in and get back to working on my projects. So, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Greg at Greg's Vintage Workshop.